Very good morning to the students of Chanakya Academy, Standard 12th, Commerce, English Medium. Today is our second lecture of Economics subject. Let us first have a quick revision of 5 minutes for the topics that we have already learned in our previous sessions. If you go through the slides, you will come to know that the topic that we discussed in the last lectures included what the meaning of diagram, graph, and its importance in economics. Along with that, we had also seen the different types of diagrams like bar diagram, pie chart, line series, etc. Right? So what is the meaning of diagram? It was a representation of data by the way of picture. Scales and measurements were used, but the knowledge of statistics was not compulsory to be required. Whereas when we are using graph to represent our data, that means we were supposed to use different statistical methods like interpretation, analysis of data, and the graph is always drawn on the graph paper. When we when we are knowing the meaning of diagram and graph, we must know its importance in the economics. So what is economics? Economics simply means that study of different economic activities, economic pattern of the country. So all these things requires data, right? And to present such data to every common person, we can use the method of graph and diagram. With the use of these graphs, diagram, all the confusing, complicated data becomes easy to understand. With this graph, we can also observe the changing trends in the economy. All the information about the various sectors, various activities, various industries can be easily understood with the help of these graphs. We had also seen the different aspects that we must consider while drawing the diagram or graph, the points that should be kept in the mind, like which type of diagram we are selecting, the clarity and neatness of the diagram, the scales and the measures that we are using, representation of variables on the axis, data table and source if we are using the secondary data and the method of calculating the data. Apart from these, we had seen the type of diagrams like pictogram, that is pictorial representation of the data. Then we had also seen the bar diagram, right? Then we had seen the difference between two types of bar diagrams, that is clustered bar diagram as well as divided bar diagram. One more thing, that is scatter diagram and line diagram. That is also the part of types of diagrams. They are having only minute difference. When we are using scatter diagrams, it is having all the different dots that are plotted on the graph, but they are not connected with the lines. And when we are connecting these dots with the line, we call it as a line diagram. Two more things were there, circle diagram as well as pie chart. If you look at this circle diagram, you will come to know that circle diagram means representation of information with the help of circles. The radius is taken as a method of comparison. If the amount is small, smaller radius. If the amount is bigger, we are supposed to take the big radius and draw the circle to represent the value. Pie chart is the circular representation, but pie chart is calculated with the help of degrees. Sum total of all the variables must be equal to 360 degree, and all different categories are divided into different sectors. Now we are moving ahead today with our fresh topic, that is what aspects you need to consider while drawing the बार डायग्राम. यानी अगर आपको बार डायग्राम बनाना है तो बार डायग्राम के रिलेटेड कौन कौन से पॉइंट्स आपको ध्यान रखने हैं. एस्पेक्ट्स टू बी कंसिडर्ड while drawing the पाई चार्ट और पाई डायग्राम. यानी जब आप पाई चार्ट या पाई डायग्राम बनाते हो तो व्हाट पॉइंट यू मस्ट कीप इन माइंड टू ड्रॉ और टू प्रेजेंट द एक्यूरेट डेटा. We had seen the types of diagrams. Today we are going to see the different types of bar graphs. And apart from these, as you know now, that we are technically advanced, right? So the same technology is nowadays useful in economics, and it is used in economics to make our task easier. We are going to discuss about these various technologies: computer technology, internet technology, and compact disk. And at the end, we are definitely going to see the precaution we must take while using these technologies. So let us start with the aspects that we need to consider while drawing the bar diagram. So what is the bar diagram? Bar diagram means when we are representing the data with the help of different bar on the graph papers. Different bar, like if this is known as bars. This type of presentation is known as bar diagram. We have seen a clustered bar diagram, divided bar diagram. Today we will see the points we must keep in mind when preparing such diagram. The first one is the width does not represent data. So width must be of equal bars. Yes. Does not represent data. यानी कि आप जो बार डायग्राम बना रहे हो, इफ़ यू पुट द विथ अनइक्वल, दैट रियली डज नॉट मीन दैट द डेटा वेरिएबल्स आर बिगर और स्मॉलर, राइट. ऑल दीज बार must be having the equal width. If you check the figures over here, you will come to know that all these bars are having the same width. Neither one is a broader or narrow one. Length should be proportional to the value of variable. We must see the values of variable, whether they are in the multiples of 5s or amount is between 1 to 10, 1 to 100, 1 to 1000 and so on. And appropriate scale should be taken. For example, if the amount is small like 1 to 10 or 0 to 25, if it is 1 to 10, we can take over here the values like 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. If the values are like say 0 to 50, we can take the measurement of 5, 10, 15, 20 and so on, so that our graph paper or our graphical representation looks proportional and properly measured rather than the longer one or broader one. Likewise, distance between all the bars must be equal. There should be equal gap among all these bars that we are presenting on the bar graph. All bars rest on the same axis, that is your x-axis. All the bars are put on this x-axis only. Y-axis represents the values of all these bars, that is all these variables. Bars should be arranged from left to right. While arranging the bars for the given data, it must move from left to right and not from right to left. Clear? Moving ahead, next we are going to see the aspects that must be considered while drawing a pie diagram. As already discussed, that pie chart consists of 360 degree. So we must know that when we are making pie chart, sum total of all the variables when converted to degree, it must be total to 360 degree. Degrees for subdivisions or variables are calculated in proportion of value of variable for that to the sum total. I repeat, then when we are calculating the degree for particular variables or particular subdivision, it is calculated in the proportion of value of variable to that of sum total. So from this we can derive the formula that degree is equal to component value or variable value that will be divided by total value and it will be multiplied by 360 degree. I write over here again, that is variable value divided by total value into 360. This will give you your value of degree. Okay, say for example over here 21, 56, 61, 45 etc. the degree or the sectors for which the information was given in the percentage. So first point, 360 degree makes a circle. Degrees of these subdivision are calculated in the proportion of value. Sum of all these subdivisions or sector must be 360 degree. Don't forget this point. Sum total must always be 360. For relevant data, multiple pie chart can be used. Like when we are presenting the data of two different families and their divided incomes with the help of pie chart, we are supposed to draw two different pie charts, one for family A, one for family B. Okay. Next we are going to see the different types of graph that are used in economics. First one is your time series graph. You can see the image over here, that is the graph that shows the changing trend or changing parameters during the time. As the name says, time series, that means whatever values that are represented on these graph must be respective to the different time period. The time period can be short one, longer one, regular. One such example is when you see the graph of stock exchange or any of the particular share in which it gives you the point of differences over the different period of time, like for 1 day, 1 month, 5 days, or even when you see for 1 day, it gives you the changing pattern or changing trend of the share price on particular time. In the trade cycle or in the cycles of economic activity, short term, long term, regular or irregular changes are observed. The trends of such changes are obtained with the help of these statistical tools. And when we are using this statistical tool with respect to time, it becomes the time series graph. Are you clear by now that whenever we are observing any changes with respect to time, it is known as time series graph. Second one is your logarithmic graph, which is generally used to present the logarithm values. Third one is histogram. See children, histogram and bar diagram are having very minute detail. The presentation is same, but the only difference is there is no space among the bars in histogram. Yani when we are drawing the histogram, So between each and every bars, you should not put any space. Rest the presentation method of calculation remains the same for presenting data on the bar diagram or bar graph and histogram. So we can say that histogram is nothing but one of the derived method of showing the bar diagram. Next is your frequency polygon. Can you see the difference? Yes. The same histogram is drawn and a line connecting to all the midpoints of these bar is joined, and then it becomes your frequency polygon. Now what is curve? Remove the bars. When we are not drawing any bars and simply representing these data only with the help of curve, then it is known as frequency curve. If we draw the different bars, then it becomes your frequency polygon. Cumulative frequency polygon. Have you heard about the word cumulative? Yes, cumulative means while moving ahead with the next class interval, we add up all the frequencies of the previous class intervals. So the graph is always either moving up, that is in positive direction, or coming down, that is in negative direction, looking towards the type of cumulative frequency we have used, that is more than or less than. When we are simply doing the cumulative frequency with different class intervals, we can see the graph over here that is going in upward direction, 1 to 9, 10 to 19 and so on. This is how the cumulative frequency curve is going. So by now, I hope you are clear with the aspect points that you must consider while drawing the pie chart as well as bar diagram. You are also knowing by now the different types of diagram as well as different types of graph. In today's session, we studied different types of graph which included histogram, frequency polygon, time series graph, cumulative frequency polygon, etc. Now we are moving ahead with our last topic of the day as well as the ending topic of this chapter, that is use of technology in the study of economics. Are they really useful? Are we really using this technology? The answer is yes. Then what are the different technologies or tools that we are using? It includes computer technology. That means the different softwares that are available in your system and we are using for the presentation of data, like PowerPoint presentation that you are right now seeing, Excel that is done to do the mathematical or statistical computations, diagrams and graphs are drawn with the help of various softwares, and storage tools to store the data in our computer. Internet technologies, the technology that provides you all the required information online. And CD that is used as a medium of storage. Let us have a look at all these different technologies in a bit detail, starting right from the computer technologies. First one, that is PPT, which is also known as presentation. All the complicated information, data and difficult theories can be made easy by expressing with the help of these PowerPoint presentation. Like for example, budget can be highlighted only in 3 slides. One can give meaning, second accounts, and third one is budget. Another can show the example of the content of the budget, how it is presented, and the third slide can give you the trend of the budget using the graph. I guess I don't need to give any other example of using the PowerPoint presentation that you are right now seeing, that is looking into highlights or points in the slide and looking into the content in the textbook. With the short and sweet information, we can give the detailed interpretation or detailed result about anything. Second one is your Excel or Excel worksheets. Excel or, sorry for the interruption, Excel or Excel worksheet. Economic deals with lots of data. Researchers sometimes deal with these data in thousands of observations. Like when we do the survey of items produced by small scale industries, we get thousands of observations. When we go with the population census, we get the information in lakhs and crores. For all such, we require sometimes some total, average, correlation and many different statistical computations. Excel sheets are an important tool for processing such data in economics. Then we have diagrams and graphs. The different types of diagrams and graphs that we have studied, how to present them. The same thing can be done with the help of computer systems. We can draw it and present our data. Fourth one is your storage tools. We use plenty of study material in economics. Online material, PDF, then the different research papers, different books and magazines that give you the data about the economics or the different studies and research carried out. We need space, carefulness to preserve these data. But when we store such material in the form of physical books or notebook or any other physical storage, there is a fear of losing such material, like because of moisture, because of pest, because of any other disaster or anything. But we can preserve such data in the material besides these physical copies. It can be carried out anywhere, simply in your one hard disk or pen drive. That means a data which generally stored in the physical form may take lots of space, lots of storage. Heavyweight books and files can be stored and carried to different place in one single handy electronic device. By transferring it to email, Dropbox, Google Drive, we can access this material, read it from anywhere or any part of the world. Apart from this, we are having many other statistical tools and software which are used in our daily life, like SPSS, eViews, SAS, SAP. All these are the different statistical softwares that we are using. Okay, next, what are the cautions that you must see while using this computer technology? It helps to make the process of studying easier and faster, but it does not replace the process of studying. So if we do not use the right commands in the computer, we may either end up losing our material, we may end up getting the incorrect or wrong data processing. Moving ahead. Second topic, internet technology, the most favorite of everyone. Everybody is aware about it, everybody is using it. But these are the technology that must be used in the proper way and in the required way. Internet is another facility that is created by digital world, which every one of us have used. But the use of this internet in the economics can be summarized by using it for the purpose of tutorials. Tutorial means a helping tool which provide you to learn different methods or presentations. These tutorials are entered or that are uploaded on the websites by various educational institutional, which lets everyone study the material along with the worksheets on an open access link. Active learning. Video lectures by experts are put to an open access, that means accessed by everyone. Creating live lectures, we can register to these websites and we can study the content. Providing reading material. Apart from this, providing different type of information available on the different university websites, schools, colleges websites. Other miscellaneous information regarding various economists, their reference books, their study, different search engines, everything is provided on internet. And apart from this, data, as the word says, collection of different types of figures, information, everything is available on internet. So internet becomes the source of secondary data. We use the data provided for budget, provided for banking, agriculture production, import export, poverty, employment, data provided by RBI, data provided by WHO, UNO, United Nations Organization, ILO, that is International Labour Organization, different types of population census or survey covered by CSO, Central Survey Organization, NSSO, National Sample Survey Organization, data provided by IMF, that is International Monetary Fund, and World Bank, etc. But yes, when using this internet, we must be taking care, like it cannot replace our own thinking and reasoning. Lots and lots of substandard, irrelevant, unauthentic or misleading information is also available on internet. We must avoid using this. As a reader, we must have the wisdom of identifying the correct, authenticate and certified material available on the internet. Only authentic websites must be referred to collect the data. Use of CDs or compact disc. Authorities and agencies like lab, research center, government are involved in collection. When the agencies are involved in the collection of data, then they require these data to be stored. They are having the data in very huge quantity and sell those for the researchers and educational institutional. Such CDs are used by educational institutions, these research institutes. Where we are using this? CD of National Income Accounts of India, CD of Census of India, CD of Annual Survey of Industries, CD of NSSO, and of data pertaining to any ministry or any department of India which is provided by the statistical department of respective ministry. We are having different agencies like CMIE, Center for Monitoring the Indian Economy. They create the data software which can be purchased by these different research institutes and can be used to store data. But now what difficulty are we facing in using such CDs? Since the data and CDs and software contain huge size of data, these become complicated to use. Several sheets in the CDs, one must have knowledge regarding the searching the relevant data and so on. So with this, your introduction to economics in standard 12th is complete. Your introduction or your chapter number 1 is complete, which made you learn the points like graph, economics, use of graph in economics, various different tools available nowadays that we are using in economics. Okay, tomorrow in our third session, we will have a quick revision and a 2 days revision of the questions that are going to be asked in board for this topic. Till then, take care. Bye-bye. For any doubts, you can contact me between 10 to 2 in the morning. Take care. Stay home. Stay safe. Bye.